How is that possible? Made me hate myself, but this book was awful. I hated that. Ricky was just awful. These are my 5 least favorite books I read last year, and at least for 2 of them, I want to say I hated them. The other one can get away with a dislike, but the 2 bottom ones, hated them. So let's talk about them. Hi book lovers, it's so nice to have you here. Today we gonna rant a little bit because I read a lot of books and I love books in general, but not all of them can work out. And today I just need to talk about the books that I disliked with a passion. But quick disclaimer, if you like any of these 5 books, then that is so great for you. So please don't feel attacked that I dislike a book that you may really enjoy. I might not understand that, but I'm happy for you. The first one is one that I read towards the beginning of last year, so I don't remember it all too well, but I do remember that I didn't like it, and that is The Risk by Elle Kennedy. And Elle Kennedy is really hit or miss. I would definitely recommend her Off-Campus series. I love that series, and I also enjoy a few books from the Briar You series, but it's not all of them. Like, in the Off-Campus series, loved the first and third one, hated second and the last one. And with The Risk, which I think is the second book in the Briar You series, I just didn't really feel connected to the characters, and I feel like the book was dragged out quite a bit, and I just really didn't care, and I can't really tell you a lot about the plot anymore. She's the coach's daughter and she's dating someone from the rival team. To me, it was just weird how she was worried that she would date him. I mean, it's just college sports. I don't know, maybe it's because it's not a big thing here, but that was a whole problem, that he was like from the rival team. Like, yeah, I kind of got it, but also not really. So it doesn't mean I will never read a Elle Kennedy book again, but I'm just mad that she's so unpredictable to me, whether I really, really love the book or really, really dislike the book. The next book is actually by an author I really like, but I tried to read through her backlist, and I think I shouldn't do that because this one was one of them, and I didn't get this book. One thing I criticize about a lot of Tessa Bailey's books is that the characters fell in love so quickly, and I don't mean that it's insta-love directly, it's just that it usually the plot takes place in like 2 weeks. Therefore, everything feels like it's happening so quickly, and with this, I didn't really understand the characters. Like, they felt really unreal, the people. They didn't feel realistic. They felt immature. I understood the idea of what this should have been or what she wanted to do, but the execution was lacking. And I think Tessa Bailey got a lot better, of course, as you do when you continue doing something. And one thing that I usually really like about Tessa Bailey is that she always tries to have this relationship where the 2 people are like puzzle pieces and they fit together perfectly and they make each other better and they're just what the other person needed. And it always makes sense for them to be together. But in this one, she like really tried that, but it just felt so fabricated. This one, unfortunately, just wasn't for me. The next one is one I can't believe they're my least favorite bottom 5, whereas the same author with the same trope is also in my top 5 of my favorites, the video that I did earlier this year. How is that possible? And I'm talking about To Love Jason Thorne by Ella Mays. That this book and Marriage for One by Ella Mays are from the same author. How is that possible? They feel like completely different. I think I even read this one first, and I'm so glad that this one didn't scare me off from Marriage for One, but this book was awful. And it has the whole marriage of convenience trope, which I love. I mean, I just did a whole recommendations video for that. In here, the characters were just insufferable, especially the main girl, Olive. So she's a writer and she wrote a book that's going to be turned into a movie about her like crush when she was actually a kid or like all the way through, I don't know, high school. That was her brother's best friend, and her brother's best friend actually became an actor, and he's about to star as like the main character that is based on him in this movie, but he doesn't know that. And because he has like a few scandals and needs a better image, I think he needs to marry her or something like that. He's also quite a bit older, so he never felt an attraction towards her when they were kids, which is great. But because of their history, she's like obsessed with him. And I don't always have to have, boy falls first. It is okay if the girl falls first. But give her something that she doesn't seem like a lovesick puppy who like runs after him. I hated that for her. And he was just awful. Also, like, consent was questionable in a few scenes. I feel like there's one scene especially that I remember where he makes her take off her shirt because, I don't know, there's something on it or whatever, but like it's in public and he's not giving her privacy. And it's like right in the beginning. It's not where you're already in the love story and there's been a connection or chemistry. First of all, they don't have chemistry. But it was just so bizarre to read that and how he invaded her private space. And I was like, just take off. And also, he remembers her as like his best friend's little sister, and he treats her like that. And it just felt wrong when they came together. I didn't root for them. This just felt immature, even cheesy at some points, very cringe at a lot of other points. And although I freaking love Marriage for One, it is definitely one of my favorite books. This book still keeps me from reading any other Ella May's books. I will definitely not read the second one of this one, which is To Hate Adam Connor or something like that. And just the synopsis for that one already feel wrong. But yeah, this one definitely not a good one. Okay, prepare yourself for the next one. Like, preparing this video, the rage came back for that book. And not just for that book, because honestly, this book, Faker, made me hate myself that I even finished it. This should have been a DNF. This was so bad. I don't even know what to say about this. First of all, I love the whole enemies to lovers or hate to love, but you know how it always comes out that the guy is actually good or he never actually hated her, it was just miscommunication or whatever. No, he was just a freaking dick. His excuse for treating her unfair, awful excuse, no excuse actually. But Emmy, the main girl, was also so insufferable. Like, why this is also called Faker is that she's faking it all the time at her workplace because she's working at like a construction company, I think, and she's like one of the only female people there. That's why she has to be so tough. And I mean, that is great for her, but she reminded us every other page that she's actually so nice, but at her workplace she has to like be this powerful woman and boss. And I'm like, just own it. Like, it's not a bad thing. I don't know, it just annoyed me how she talked about it. I'm like, ugh! Like, if you fake it like every day, maybe that's just a side of you, and that is okay. Like, accept it. I understand what the book tried there, that it is hard for a woman to work at a place where it is very male dominated and you also get harassed and everything. I understand it, but the way she executed that, or in the way she talked about it, it just freaking annoyed me. And if that wasn't enough, the third act breakup, I don't think I've ever read a worst third act conflict. It was so bad, it was laughable. And I will spoil you for this because also I never want you guys to have to read this, and I just have to talk about it. Okay, calm down, it's just a book, but this made me so mad. So, the reason why Tate, the guy, disliked her is that she looked exactly like his ex-girlfriend who I think broke his heart or something like that. First of all, I don't know, I feel like this is awful. Like, oh, she looks exactly like her, so that's why I don't like her. That I already hated. But then towards the end of the book, they go to, I think, a class reunion of him, and they are in a relationship by that point. And she sees that he comes back from the bathroom, goes up to this other woman and kisses her. You know what his excuse is? That is said ex-girlfriend. And because they look so much alike, he thought it was her. And before checking, he just turned her around, grabbed her and kissed her. I'll give you a second. What? What? Oh my god. Like, first of all, you're in like a class reunion. Don't talk about passion that you just couldn't when you were like running up to that person that you saw a second ago, and after the bathroom you just needed to grab them and kiss them. And you don't remember what they were wearing? Are you kidding me? And also, yes, you can look alike someone, but you know, you still have maybe different hairstyles. Oh my god, this made me so mad. And the woman took him back. No, he's a dick. He's been a dick throughout the whole book, but that was like the last grasp. And the author tried to make him seem like a general guy, and yeah, he was helping others out, but just because you're helping others doesn't excuse your behavior when you do something wrong to the main character that you want to convince me he is attracted to or he falls for. No, 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 no. I think you get that this is one of the books I hated. That already brings us to our last book, and I have similar feelings for that one, but the only good thing about my last book is that I actually DNF'd it, that I didn't finish it. And I'm talking about On Rotation, and I feel very, very bad that I didn't like this book because I really, really wanted to. It had a great premise, and I would say it's not only romance, it's also chick lit, and I think I would have preferred if this would have been just chick lit and had no romance, because the romance ruined this book for me and is why I had to DNF it. So we have Angela and Ricky. And they have, you know, a typical meet cute. He shows interest. He like flirts with her. They spend a whole day together. It's super cute. But by the end of like the whole day they spend together, and she wants to have his number or like maybe ask for another hangout, he says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I actually have a girlfriend." Like, what? You didn't really seem to care about your girlfriend while you were basically kind of like on a date with that other woman. And after that they meet a few times because I think they have friends that are friends with each other. Ricky was just awful. He definitely sent her mixed signals, but he always verbally said that he's not interested in her. And honestly, I just didn't get that this was a romance. And I had to read reviews actually to like check whether that was like a romance, because I was like, you know, maybe he was just like a guy that taught her a lesson on how bad guys could be and she would have a different love interest in the end. But no, Ricky is the love interest. I don't know how they got to that point. I think I probably DNF'd it around 40%, but I don't know how you convince readers of their romance when one of the people continually says that they're not interested, continuing doing stuff where they also don't seem interested. We only have her POV, so we don't see in his POV, oh, I am actually super interested, but that is the reason why I can't have her, or why I won't allow myself to have her. And whenever he said like, oh, I don't like you that way, she would be like, ooh, but maybe he does because he touched my hand. Like, that's how it felt. I hated that for Angela. I don't always need the trope where boy is obsessed or boy falls first. Like, of course you can write a romance without that trope, but when it's not boy obsessed, at least give me boys interested. Yeah, I am so sad to say that this book didn't work out for me because I had really high hopes. I was so excited for the book, but I just didn't connect with the writing and especially the love story. So unfortunately, this was a DNF and a no. So yeah, we came to an end to this rant, and I feel like this took a lot of energy. So also take a deep breath with me now. Guys, I also quickly want to say thank you for 50 subscribers. I know to most people it probably doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm so grateful. So thank you for that. Alright, so these books are out of our ways, and you know, sometimes it is fun to rant about books. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like when you watch like a reality TV with a friend and you just gossip about what's happening and about the decisions people make. I don't know. It can be fun, so I hope it was fun for you as well. And again, if you liked any of these books, don't feel offended, please. This is just my opinion, and we are allowed to all have different opinions. Thanks guys for hanging out, and give this video a like and subscribe for more bookish content. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!